All right, so we're gonna react to some TikTok videos, I believe. See how the world's doing on that end of the spectrum of life, I suppose, is curated by the people who run TikTok, because it's always full of wild nonsense there. Also, we're gonna, if you think this video's fun, think it might be interesting to hang out, come and check out. Make sure I link down below the links to watch me stream the new Hogwarts Legacy game that's coming out on February 10th. But I'll make sure I put the links down there so you can follow on your preferred visual preference, video watching and gazing and video game playing shenanigan times. Just come hang out. It's a good time. Anyways, let's jump into the nonsensories, shall we?
Don't let the fact that you're attracted to men stop you from hating them. Live your truth, queen.
Don't let it stop you from hating them. Okay, look, if you've... That's your whole thing right there. I'm a queen. Look at me. I deserve men because I don't want them and I don't have to do anything to earn them. But hey, they got to meet standards to fulfill my desires and needs. I guarantee you that chick has a list of like standards that most men don't even meet. And physically speaking, she leaves a lot to be demanded of herself there. So, look here, Quasimodo. First sip of the mega pints for you, crazy lady. On to the next.
Poetry was out of pregnancy test, but I found one at Walgreens. Oh, goddamn, it's time to pee. Here's my pregnant
Why are we going on a pregnancy test journey with a random person?
test. We'll be peeing in this cup that I got from the Target Bullseye section. Please, Target, sponsor a bitch. I am allegedly 28 years old. My stage age is 23. Like, I cannot...
I'm allegedly 28. My stage age is 23. So you're 28, but you lie about it because you don't want to people think that you're as old as you are. Let's just let that be, I guess.
Not afford a pregnancy right now. I reject pregnancy in all its forms, please God.
If you reject pregnancy in all its forms, then just why didn't you just go get like the morning after pill or drink or shot? I know there's multiple ways you take it now. So why didn't you just do that then? Why are we playing this game? What is this shit?
I am scared as shit. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, if I'm pregnant, if I'm pregnant, you don't understand. The red people have fucked us. I cannot do anything about it. Which means that I'll be forced to have Bibi, and I don't want Bibi. No, Bibi.
The red people? Really? Really? Like, in all honesty, the red people didn't do anything about it. They literally just said that the federal government shouldn't have a stake in this. It should be done at your individual state level. And if you don't like the rules of your state, maybe you should have civilized discourse with the people running it and figure out why they disagree with you. Or just move to a place that agrees with you. It's like one or the other. It's not that big a deal. Let's just stop discussing it in an untruthful way, for fuck's sake.
It will be a financial disaster. I will never financially recover from this. I can't have Bibi. We must submerge Bibi. 1,000.
I can't have baby. I can't have baby. I can't afford baby. Then have a real relationship instead of just banging it out. Just gonna throw it out there. It's way more affordable for 2 adults to figure out a way to take care of 1 infant baby than it is for 1 adult to figure out how to afford to take care of and meet the needs of 1 baby. See how that works? Way easier when there's 2 of you.
2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 for luck. There we go. I just laid it down. Okay, let's see. I had better not to be pregnant. 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 It's time for the big reveal. Am I What does that say? My enemies have been praying for my downfall, but I will never fall. Allegedly 28 years old and not pregnant. Yes, sucker, yes, sucker, yes, sucker. This is pregnancy. This is pregnancy. This is pregnant. And this is pregnant. And I am none of those. I can't believe I'm not pregnant. Yes! It smells like freedom.
It just smells like your piss, you crazy cat lady. Look. Just wear condoms. Be responsible. Shit happens. Go with the backup plans. There are other ways to stop the pregnancy before you're pregnant. And I don't know, maybe 2 states actually don't allow you to have an abortion at all. Everywhere else is just more strict around the rules around it. Worst case scenario, you're going to drive and go to the state next door and be fine. People are making it a bigger deal than it is. I mean, like, in all honesty, come on now. If we can have states say, hey, you know what, abortion until birth, which is wild because at some point in time that thing is no longer like just, parasite eating you from the inside. It's an actual baby human, and we have to distinguish at some point that is a baby. So, up to 9 months, like, that was zero compromise. And I have said for a long time, if you do not compromise, it doesn't matter left or right, front or back, it doesn't, up, down, doesn't matter. The point is, you're just taking a pendulum and doing this, and eventually you're gonna lose it, and it's gonna swing back the other way. So instead of doing no compromise and just yanking a pendulum, why don't you just help the pendulum rest and work there in the middle? So instead of having this wild fucking cannonball, you just have a little tic-tac and click-clacker of a fucking pendulum. Like, why? Don't be so extreme. Just don't be extreme about it. It's not that big a deal. We can disagree about where the compromise lies all we want, but, like, fuck, some compromise is better than none. So, more mega pints of wine to this.
Enemies were hoping for my downfall. Ah! My enemies were hoping for my downfall. Yeah, but I am not pregnant, and I can never fall. My enemies will never see my downfall. Yeah!
I'm just gonna throw it out there. The only enemy she has that was hoping she was pregnant was her. It was her. She was the only one. She probably didn't tell the guy yet that she thought she might be pregnant. And if she did, that dude was probably like, fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And, like, it's a different mental interaction than women have. My point is, you're the only one cheering for your downfall, you crazy ass. Stop it. Just calm the fuck down. Holy shit. Just have a little wine and make sure the little fetus baby has a good time on its way of non-existence.
Bitches, we up!
I'm a 27-year-old transgender woman.
Okay, fuck me sideways. Oh no. We need another sip of the mega pint of wine. It's too much. Here's why it's too much. I'm familiar with who this individual is. I don't know their name. I'm just familiar. Okay, I recognize it already. I don't like the person. I think they're highly confused and just trying to push a narrative that makes them feel better instead of a narrative that helps them understand from a place of confusion. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way they come across to me every time I hear this person speak, every time I see a video this person's in. I get the same feeling about it every time. I'm not a fan.
I am a wolf-therian and a member of the furry fandom.
What the fuck's that?
7-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf-therian.
A wolf-therian and a member of the furry fandom. I think this means not only was this trans man, woman, I don't know the rules anymore. This organization and group of people have made it too confusing. It was something simple and easy, and they've made it so that no matter what I do as a straight white man, I'm wrong and I fucked it up. So forgive me for wherever the fuck I get this shit wrong. This individual is confused about the fact that they were a man, the way they were born. Decided they're a woman. I don't know. Maybe their hormones and biological chemistry and neurochemistry was off just enough that this individual truly had the biological chemical makeup of a woman, but the body developed as a man because of when things happened in the womb. I'd assume is how that works out. I'm not a doctor, just a guess. But now I'm supposed to believe that this person is able to give anybody any kind of knowledge at all whatsoever about how the trans community is a great community full of normal people that need to be normalized and not demonized and not talked down to as if they are just confused. But you're also attracted to people that dress like wolves and want to bang you in a wolf outfit. That's what furries are. And you, as a Wolftherian, I'm assuming, means that you lean specifically toward the wolves, not the ponies and the dinosaurs and the dragons and the whatever else is that are there. But the bunny girls or whatever the fuck, you little cat boys, you're over here on a wolf thing. Can we please just acknowledge that a lot of this is just a need for therapy? America has a mental health crisis. That's why we have all the school problems with the pow pow and the schools. You know what I'm talking about. It's a mental health issue. This is another situation of a mental health crisis in America. We have a lot of people that need therapy so that they can understand things, so that they can see the way things are going and they can be educated on what's happening instead of losing their fucking minds, not knowing what's real and what's not, and assuming to educate everybody else. Because that is how I take this person's videos every time I see them come across that way to me, and now it all makes sense for why. They're confused about everything in life, and I need more wine.
And a member of the furry fandom.
When and how did you discover this inner wolfness?
Probably around age 10 or 11. I was watching an anime about wolves, and
I'm a fucking fan of anime. I even watch the animes that don't really appeal to me. Like, I've watched the tennis one, I've watched the basketball one, I've watched a few that are like cross country. I don't even like these sports, and I've watched these animes. I've never seen one that's just about wolves. That to me seems like Inuyasha maybe, and you've decided Inuyasha's a wolf boy, and you wanted Inuyasha to dominate you or something. So you've decided you're into furry wolf stuff with the furries, and you want a wolf guy on top of you, pretending you're a girl. Am I wrong? Fuck. On the other side, the art that's going on over here, I'm fascinated. That's outside my skill set of things that I know how to do and I'm capable of doing, and it fascinates me. I'm really enjoying watching the art part. I really am.
and I'm somehow
I guess
wolves.
I guess I
Probably around
muted it by
age 10
accident.
or 11.
Oops.
I was watching an anime about wolves and see the wolf running across the screen, and I'm somehow just intrinsically like, oh, that's me.
Have you spent any time around biological wolves?
Yes.
That sounds dangerous also. What context are you?
So I was a volunteer with a preserve, and I've also visited many wolf preserves.
Are you able to communicate?
Okay, so if you spend time around not just wolves, but any kind of wild animal in a preserve, you need to understand that that's not a normal interaction with that animal, because there's a way they would normally interact with humans, and everything about the way animals in a preserve interact with you is unnatural because they're being protected from humans, right? Humans have hunted wolves and bears and elephants and coyotes and rhinos and jaguars and lions since forever. The fact is, they have a response to human beings being around because they know we hunt them, but they're predators, so they want to be the ones who, are on our backs eating our ass, not the other way around. So they respond a certain way. When you prevent humans from interacting with them in a hunter-prey kind of way, the world really just kind of interacts with itself and each other, you see things change. That's why elk are just hanging out in Yellowstone next to vending machines. That's why bison are right there, and you're able to just kind of walk up toward them, and then all of a sudden little girls get thrown in the air by a fucking bison out doing wild bison shit, because you're a predator and you're around prey animals, and it's not the interaction that they're supposed to have with you. Life isn't a Disney movie. It's fucking absurd. It's maddening to me.
Communicate with the wolves?
Am I going to have a conversation with a wolf in the way that I'm
He's trying to
communicating you
assess
and
how
I?
crazy
Obviously
and
not.
batshit
Am
they
I
are.
going to read their body language, respond appropriately to their behaviors and their nonverbal cues? Yes.
Would you be able to give us
This guy
an
taped
example
that?
of this wolf
That was tape.
communication?
No. I'm not comfortable doing so.
Okay, all right.
This is troubling. Okay?
I'm not comfortable doing
Some level of intelligence here. This is fascinating.
so.
Okay, all right.
This is troubling. And here's why. That is an eating disorder. I'm not going to pretend to diagnose which eating disorder. There are several that would lead to that. But I mean, like, this is... I have a lot of friends that were always just skinny. And family that was always just skinny. But this looks like you've survived the Holocaust. And I don't say that to be a dick. I say that so that if you are somebody who has this kind of figure and this kind of eating disorder, I really wish you the best and hope that you can get past that and enjoy eating delicious food and allowing yourself to digest it, gain the nutrients and calories from it, because this looks frail, weak, and vulnerable. And this hump in the back because of slouching also says that she's psychologically feels the same way about herself, very insecure, which is common. That's typically why a lot of people that I know, at least, have eating disorders. But you shouldn't look like a bat, okay? You're a human being. You shouldn't look like a bat, and it's not. It just looks so troubling. And like, I don't know. Maybe I just knew enough people that dealt with eating disorders like that it just makes me feel really bad for you and sorry for you, because you should just be eating delicious food, not, avoiding it, starving yourself, or puking. Seeing her legs too. Her legs have that same extremely unhealthily thin look to them.
You don't.
Like, skin and bone is concerning. It's not even that it's like, oh, that's not attractive. It's concerning on a health level. Like, please take care of yourself. You don't respect trans women because you're transphobic. All right. Fuck me. The Gen Z Jufro gonna tell us about how we're transphobic. Tell you right now, if you're saying somebody's not being respecting a group of people, that's subjective. You may think that that's not respectful, whereas it is. For instance, that last video, you could say everything that I had to say about that. The fact that that kind of health looking like you're a bat and not a person, or you're someone who survived the Holocaust, and that's concerning. You could say that that's disrespectful, but that's not the place that it's coming from. That's you not listening to context and instead building up something about it because it's a subjective thing. So already, right off the bat, you don't respect trans women because you're transphobic. This person's being combative, labeling everybody else on something that's arbitrary and subjective to them.
You don't respect trans women because you're transphobic. I don't respect them because they're women. Trans includes radical misogyny.
I don't respect them because they're women. I think the majority of the trans community, at least that I've seen existing and interacting publicly, are men that want to be women, and they're man to woman, trans women. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. We've been over this. I don't know. You've made it too confusing. You've made it a hole that there's no way I can survive getting across. So I'm just gonna jump in it. It's whatever trans women thing, that's what the issue is there. That's what I've seen the majority of. And I guess this dude's calling them all women, which is what they want to be called. So maybe he's wrong. Maybe he's being disrespectful. Maybe he's a smart ass. Well, I don't know. Who am I to label?
There's a better way to hate.
This thing does not.
Okay, and that was just the end. All right. Well, Good turn. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into whether I think that they're doing a bunch of shenanigans and sarcasm. This video I've seen. I'm familiar with this video. I know what this video is. This fool went and bought tampons because I'm a trans woman, so I have periods now. Biology doesn't matter to these idiots. Okay? This is the face of a moron. You were not born with ovaries. You need to have an egg leave the ovaries and come down to the uvula to be fertilized by little semens for you to need a tampon. You're not equipped for utilizing a tampon. Where's this fool think that goes? By the way, did they think this goes in the poop chute? The brown tube? Trying to inflate your pee-pee. That's just throwing it out there. People are into weird stuff. Also, why do this to yourself? Like, you're clearly in transition, but like, look at these eyebrows. You've gotten rid of enough eyebrow just to make your eyebrows slightly down at an angry angle, cartoonishly, but have zero shape to them. Come on, get your act together. Come on, Clifford.
Not go up inside you. Like, where does that go? Oh my god, what the?
It goes in the hole you don't have. It goes in the hole you don't have. For a purpose that you don't need it for. And if I remember right, I started seeing this video around the same time that there was a shortage of women's, supplies for that time of month. Probably because of idiots like this.
What the hell?
Shit. It's an attractive woman, so I don't know where we're going because it's the first one of these we've seen.
You can agree to disagree with me.
Okay. Okay. Let's pause right there. She said it. We can agree to disagree.
Guess what? There's only one truth, and deep down, you know it. First off, this whole video made a whole mockery of one of the most difficult aspects of what being a woman entails. I don't know if you've ever heard of the term minstrel show, but boiled down to its core, a minstrel show basically was a form of entertainment that had white actors portraying black people as cartoonish.
Wait a minute. A minstrel show, form of entertainment with white actors portraying black people as cartoonish or caricatures? For the minstrel show? The minstrel show sounds to me like it'd be like a bunch of men portraying the roles of women as cartoonish or caricatures. Because it's minstrel. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. I'm just saying. You're describing to me blackface, but you're calling it minstrel show, and now I'm confused.
Or as caricatures. This whole charade is exactly that. It's a minstrel show making a mockery of true women.
A minstrel show making a mockery of true women. That pause is hilarious and distracting. So it's a charade. Now, keep in mind, this is a charade.
Minstrel show making a mockery of true women. Sorry to burst your bubble, honey, but men and women are completely different.
Yes,
whether
we are.
you like that or not.
Yeah,
Because of all of this intense gender-specific hormonal fluctuation.
Hormonal balances, the way that the body biologically comes together, the things that it prioritizes, like bone density and muscle mass versus like mammary glands and, thick thighs for running or something. See, there's certain things that evolution took care of because men can, blast a load and die and it doesn't matter. But if a woman catches a load and dies, the whole thing's wasted, right? So you've got to be able to get the fuck out of here and live. I need to be able to fight things off and hopefully survive. That's the point, genetically speaking, from an evolutionary standpoint, and that literally is why we have the biological differences we have. Evolution. Welcome to science.
Is combined with a certain severe monthly physical anomaly, there is
It's not an anomaly. We fucking fully understand this. Like, how am I, a 34-year-old man, almost 35, more competently understanding how a period works than you? An attractive woman of an age where I'm assuming you've had plenty of these very things that you're discussing personally, on a personal level, and you act as if you don't know what this is, and it came upon you completely unexpected, and women haven't been dealing with this for fucking million years. I don't get it.
no way any person who was born with a winky could ever even get a sliver of inkling of what it means or what it feels like to be a woman. And this video emphasizes that.
It's two-way street, sweetheart. You also will never know what it's like to be a man. In fact, funny story, there was that activist lady who was very anti-men for a while, and then decided, you know what, maybe I should transition and live life as a man, and so that way I can accurately shit talk about it and from a place of understanding instead of just criticism and critique from a place of ignorance. Did this for 18 months and killed themselves. Couldn't handle being a man. So let's not act as if being a woman is so much more difficult than being a man. They just have their own areas of difficulty. It's not as if life's easy for any of us. Like, if it's not handed to you in a fucking cheat code you're gonna win state, then it's not easy for you. It's just different areas of difficulty for each of us.
It just shocks me the insane amount of women who will support this type of behavior. When will they speak up? When will they actually address the...
There's also a lot of stuff that she's putting in subtitles that she's not actually saying, which is psychological warfare, subliminal messaging, things of that nature. It's not even well done, because the fact is, if it's there in words, it's making you consider it and think about it in that level and through that frame, and thinking of it within that frame and looking at it through that lens. But it's a sneaky form of manipulation. She may not even realize that it's manipulation that she's doing when she does it, but it's 100% what's taking place.
The elephant in the room. Because seriously, I do not partake in that. If you want to talk about something that is seriously offensive, that's it, right there.
It's day 260.
What the fuck? She didn't even have a point. That's the thing. That's the thing to be upset about right there. Yep, that's the thing. That's the thing to be mad about. What, the thing where we're different? Biologically different? Do you understand that that's, like, it's necessary? There are things that men aren't good at. We're just not. Our brains don't work in a way that's good at handling that type of shit. Women's brains do, in a very general sense. There are men who excel in those areas that some men don't, and women who excel in areas that women don't, and vice versa, and whatever. There's variance of people, obviously. But in a general sense, speaking in general terms, no shit, Sherlock. We're all fucking a bit different from each other. Why are you outraged about this? Now you just look like a complete dumb shit. This person, off the bat though, creep. That looks like a creep. That gives me creep vibes right there.
68 of being a girl, and it's a pretty big day in my opinion.
Day 268 of being a girl, and it's a big day. Like, so not even a full year. You're still like a little less than 100 days shy of a full year, and you're like, it's a big day. How? Are you getting your Audi made into an innie today, or what?
And booby drum roll.
Didn't I say it's creep? Did I or did I not say that that person right there is a creep? How many women go, booby drum roll? That was totally the move of a guy with fake boobs trying to come up with an excuse to play with their boobs in front of everybody and not be looked at as a weirdo for playing with their own boobs.
I'm trying on my first pair of hoop earrings. Ah!
Fuck me. Really? Oh, it's a big day. Number 268 is a woman. I get to have hoop earrings. They look like they're, 18 gauge, maybe 16 gauge, whatever it is. This fool got their ear pierced with the gun in the fucking mall the same as mine got done when I was 16. The difference is, like, what? Does that qualify as a hoop? Or no, because it's not symmetric the whole way around. Because, like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Like, do you know they make hoop rings that are this similar type of design and style where it's the thin 18, sometimes 20, 16 gauge that's bam right there, and it's just an ornate piece of jewelry that hoops around your earlobe, you dipshit. You complete dickhead. What a sexist motherfucker. How is this the type of person that's defended by these activists and not people like me who are like, this idiot is completely acting as if somehow these earrings are specifically for women. They don't make earrings that are the 16 to 20 gauge fucking needle with an ornate loop that connects to the fucking prong. Like, holy fuck. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. But hey, I was a he who now identifies as a she, so I can be sexist and no one cares. That's what this is. How infuriating.
I feel like hoops are just a staple and a rite of passage for every woman. And I got my ears pierced.
A rite of passage for every woman. So if you're one of the many women who just simply don't like hoop earrings, which I personally wouldn't even call these hoop earrings. I call it like the big, you know, the big fucking swirly swirls or big rings like that, same size. Those are hoop rings. All right. This is just typical fucking jewelry that she grabbed out of the women's section and said, "Oh my God, every woman needs these. Oh, I'm so special." Get fucked. Having the right earrings is what makes you a woman, ladies. I hope you know that. That's not me saying it. It's the trans lady here in the video saying it, not me. Not me. That's her. That's her opinion. I think that you're women without wearing earrings at all. But I'm sure the invisible rebounding force field around the trans community and trans activists will, of course, have her sexism towards women pushed right at me. That's fine.
In January, and then I went back in August, and they said that they still weren't healed. And I was pretty bummed, but I finally just went back. I'm not going to do a reveal yet.
Got it done in January, now it's August, and they said that they're still not healed. Like, yeah. Earlobes, soft tissue, 6 to 9 months healing minimum. You were told this. Like, if you went to an actual piercer, they told you this. They gave you paperwork that said this, that you had to sign. They then gave you instructions on how to make sure it stays clean, uninfected, and safe, you know, for your health. All said the same shit. This idiot somehow thinks that this makes you a woman.
And they said that I'm good to go. So now I can wear any and all kinds of earrings. And obviously I was like, well, I have to start with hoops. And, okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, Dylan. Oh my God. These are very...
Oh, Dylan.
It's very feminizing. I feel really great. I'm just so excited. I want all the earrings now. I want them all. And now oh my gosh, I love them. I feel so, this feels very pretty. What do you think? Okay, love ya.
Well, if you see this, you know how I think about it. I think you're a sexist. I think you don't like women. And I'm pretty sure you just wanted to play with your own fake tits in front of all of us. Came up with booby drum roll to do it.
One of the most controversial and misunderstood sexual orientations is demisexuality.
Fuck. Why is this a thing? You know, the world was a simple place. You were a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. You liked other people who were men or women or boys and girls. Maybe that made you gay. Maybe that made you bi. Maybe that made you straight. But you know, it was all just a matter of what types of organs you liked to mash your organs with. But then we had to make everybody special on top of being special, on top of being special, on top of being special. And we made up weird shit. I don't know what this is. We're going to watch this. I'm going to give you my thoughts and reaction to it. I'm going to have another sip of this fucking wine before I hit play, or probably as I hit play. And I'm going to brain dump what the fuck a demisexual is right afterwards, because this shit's dumb and a waste of my fucking hard drive.
So let's talk about what demisexuality is and why it's not just a preference. People who are demisexual only
Isn't any sexual preference a preference? See what I mean? You gotta be special on top of being special on top of being special on top of being special. I'm demisexual. What's that? It's a sexual orientation. Okay, well, I've never heard of it. Well, it's an orientation that's not an orientation, because we have to be extra special on top of special sauce with special cream and special strawberries cut in a special way. Fuck you and all your special bullshit. Can we just have the fucking cheesecake?
experience sexual attraction once they've formed a close bond to someone. Now, upon hearing this definition, a lot of people think that's normal. So many people don't sleep with a person they've just met.
So demisexual is literally anybody who's attracted to literally anybody, but will only engage in sexual intercourse or relations when they have an emotional connection with the person. That's retarded. You know what that means? This means that a demisexual is somebody who adheres to a Christian standard of morals with a modern twist. Like the Bible tells Christians, do not have sex outside of marriage, right? Okay. How many people you know that are Christian are like, oh, well, I was a virgin until I got married? Basically, none of them, right? Like, I don't know how much school's changed since I graduated almost 20 years ago, but, you know, when I was going to school, a lot of guys would go to Catholic church on Sunday. Now, they weren't going to Mass because their family was Catholic or for the Virgin Mary or anything like this. They were going to the Catholic Church because the Catholic girls were the ones who wanted to put out the most often because they were repressed religiously. Now, I go through all of this just to point out the fact that I know it's not a direct, oh, we'll see what it says. My point is that the way that Christians have viewed it is, I really love this person and I want to spend my life with them, so I'm going to bang them. And that was a lot of it. Childish puppy love, oh, well, that works. That's my loophole to the laws and the rules. Different conversation down that rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, I mean, very similar. But these people associate themselves with an organization group that will attack Christian people who would be more understanding to their desire to only bang people that they have an emotional connection to. than most of the people in this organization would. Most activists under the alphabet community are vehemently against you not just wanting to do things the way they want to do it. That's not how it always was. That's just how it is. Times have changed, and so have they. Not for the better, it would seem. Sadly. The T's really took it out of the rest of them. I don't know how the T's got so... Oh, it's because they're on testosterone. Fuck me.
Met. Well, yes, but these people are completely misunderstanding what demisexual is. Sure, lots of people are going to want to be close with someone before they have sex with them, but they still experience sexual attraction. They are still attracted to that person and lots of other people despite not having sex with them. Demisexuals do not experience this. They are completely asexual. They do not experience sexual attraction at all until they form a close bond with someone, and then they start to develop attraction for just that person. That's why asexuality is a spectrum and demisexuality is totally valid.
Okay. I understand what you're saying there at the end. I think it still applies to what I was saying. I do think these fucking bats are cool as shit, though. That's pretty dope. And this is why you should buy things from local businesses, things on Etsy, that nature, that are crafted. I strongly recommend you do so. Like, for instance, I guarantee you these things are real fucking cheap. That you can get them for next to nothing. But that they purchase would mean the world to this person. And your kid ain't gonna fucking know any better. Not any better at all. You're gonna save a little bit of money. This person's gonna be on, yes, finally, I can make progress with my goals and dreams. You're not giving money to the ultra wealthy billionaires that run Walmart and tell people basically just be slaves to wages and hours and do what you want or do what I say or die, basically. And here you go, right? Be the change.
That's why asexuality is a spectrum and demisexuality is totally valid.
I need you to stop and take 60 seconds of your day to learn about an important social justice issue.
You lost me at social justice. Let's go.
Marriage equality is still not a reality for everyone. And you may...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because marriage has never been equal for men to women, right? Alimony. Just saying. There's a lot of things that go with it that put men at the shit end of the what you get list and what you lose list. So yeah, it's about as equal as it's ever been.
May be asking me, Caitlin, but same-sex marriage was legalized. I'm not talking about same-sex marriage. I'm talking about marriage rights for the disabled. A huge reason why some disabled...
Who's saying that disabled people can't get married? There was an actual argument and a movement and effort against the LGBT people. Who the fuck is trying to stop the disabled people? Goddamn, not
people
nobody.
Are unable to marry is because of SSI and Medicaid. SSI and Medicaid are needs-based and they focus on current assets and...
Social Security programs. These are Social Security programs. And what I mean by this is these are socialist programs. By definition, these are socialist programs that we have in the United States, things like welfare and such, to help people who are in hard times have the help to get into better times where they're able to take care of themselves instead of require the aid of the rest of society to get by. Now, in America, that looks fucking absurd because our quality of living is so goddamn high compared to, I don't know, everyone, essentially, outside fucking Japan, that it's not the same thing. $20 in America, you could go to parts of Asia and Africa and fucking Eastern Europe and live like a goddamn king. $20 a day. Go to certain parts of the Middle East, America, parts of South America, Canada, other parts of Asia, Europe. That's not going to get you a fucking thing. But it's all relative, right? So the problem is being on SSI, which is Social Security income, and Medicaid, which is the government assisted healthcare program is not stopping you from getting married. I guarantee you this ass clown's going to go down the road of, well, because they get these benefits, they're going to end up losing money or losing out on having this help that they're used to having, because when they get married, their total income in the household is X amount of dollars, and that's supposed to be enough for them. It would be. That's the thing, is it should be. The goal isn't for you to rely on these things for the rest of your life. It's for you to have access to them and have a hand up. Like Social Security is different. You pay into it when you're young. You collect from it when you're old. There are better ways to do it, but that's the system we have. And the fact of the matter is, you're going to collect... Your SSI is based on what you pay into it when you're young. And your Medicaid is based on how much money you make. So you might lose your Medicaid because everyone in your house puts you above a certain threshold of what you make. So you should be able to afford your own health care. You're not talking about these people being discriminated against. You're talking about how the rules through which these programs exist operate, assuming that if you're married, that you are together as a team and therefore providing for each other to have a better life together. So if together you're making 120 grand a year, you should be able to afford an apartment and really a house. You should be able to have a used car that you're able to take care of, maybe 2 of them, depending on how you do it and your knowledge of mechanics. And you should be able to afford your own health care. Is it going to be the best top, you can get whatever you need, no worries kind of health care? No, it's not. It won't be. Not at all. But it can be something. That's the point. It's not for you to have the best shit ever. And to be honest, Medicaid sucks. It's garbage. It's not any better than what I get from the VA, and it's a goddamn nightmare. So they're really just trying to help you take these steps on your own, and it's terrifying to people because now you have a bill you're not used to having. You didn't have to pay for Medicaid, but now you have to pay for health insurance. That's where they're going with this, and it's stupid.
Income. So if you're on SSI and Medicaid and you marry a partner who is not, your partner's income and assets are taken into consideration, and both sets of incomes will be used.
Like I said, it's exactly where they went. It's not like they just set them together because they're trying to fuck you over. They put them together because it's how your taxes are done, because it's based on household income. Same thing. Same exact thing.
To determine whether or not you're eligible. As a result, so many disabled people have been forced to divorce and live in separate homes just so they can qualify for SSI and Medicaid.
Which is not a problem of those programs to fix. It's really not. The problem is in the expense of our healthcare, because our healthcare charges an exorbitant amount of money that it shouldn't be charging to take care of shit, and part of that is actually coincides with government interference. When government started supporting and paying medical bills and insurance payments and shit like this, you see medical expenses also increase. Same thing with education and other programs. The government gets involved, and instead of it being an, okay, now we have breathing space because the government is helping subsidize this so that I spend less on it, what happens is they just raise the expense of the product to include what the government is paying as well as what they expect from you, plus a little extra. So they get all the money the government's subsidizing while charging you more money than they already were, and they are not paying their employees more money as well. So what they're doing is increasing the cost of their product without increasing the expense of their overhead, maximizing profits. That's the downfall of capitalism right there. And here we are. People like this trying to explain to you a problem that exists within that system that breaks down to capitalism, but without understanding where it comes from.
Please like, comment, and share, and do your best to advocate for ADA reform, because this is not okay.
Yeah, see, stupid. Don't do any of what she said to fix it, because it's not the problem. The problem isn't even like, oh, capitalism's the problem, so capitalism bad. The problem is greedy people running corporate successes that people spend their money on. All you have to do to fix it is stop shopping at businesses that operate in ways that you disagree with. If they don't give their employees health insurance and you think people who are working should have health insurance, don't go to their store. Don't go to their store. Make a point of not going there. And anytime that you see something come by to ask you where you shop and why, say, I will not shop at this store, or that store, because I don't agree with their business practices, such as this, this, and this. If they don't know why you don't shop there, then you're doing it for nothing. If they don't ask why people don't shop there, then they're terrible leaders and they're going to run the business into the ground eventually anyways. The trick is getting enough people to unify behind the idea of looking into the businesses that they support with their money and figuring out how to do this in a way that leads to you having businesses that operate the way you want them to operate for the better of your societal goals in view. You have a problem with woke culture? Don't support woke propaganda. Things that are being promoted through woke agendas, things that are being pushed through woke agendas, things that are being created by people and funded by people who are pushing those agendas. Or if you think things are right-wing and crazy right-wing and whatever, like, and my point isn't like, oh, well, so you just block it out and make an echo chamber. It's, don't shop there. When you see that thing comes up for free, like, oh, hey, they've got this thing for free for the next couple days, or it's only $1 for me to pick it up at Redbox or whatever, I guess I'll check this movie out. Everybody seemed to like it. Just wait till you're not spending a bunch of money on it. Spend as little as possible. Enjoy it later on. And then you can be like, yeah, you know, real happy I didn't go watch the new Star Wars movies Disney made. Just waited till they were free. It was way better. I'm really glad I didn't waste like $50 going to the movie theaters on those. Fuck me, right? Man, that would have sucked. Or you could just on the other end of that. Man, really glad I didn't go see Top Gun. I don't care about airplanes and aerial combat and fighter jets and war and explosions. I don't like that shit anyways. All that right-wing nonsense. Then don't go. Wait till it's cheaper. Get it when it's more affordable. And maybe you find something that you're like, hey, you know what? I did kind of miss out. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not all bad. At the same time that you can see things that are terrible and be like, yeah, good choice, good choice. It's a little give and take. Little give and take. You win some, you lose some. All right. These strong opinions, what be they?
This is me exposing my strong opinions. If you don't agree, good for you. If someone's
She gave us full clearance to not agree. Noted.
Sexuality and who they choose to love bothers you, you're the problem.
Yeah, really? I agree. However, if your sexuality and the way somebody talks about it, not to you, and not even just about you, but maybe you're homosexual and you hear somebody talking about lesbians or gays in a way that you dislike, you don't have to interact with them. In fact, you could make a better statement by not saying a word, just simply going over, ordering their next drink, and saying, hey, next time he grabs this drink, put it on my tab, please, and let him know that I just wanted to, pay it forward. I heard that he has some issues with the LGBT community, and I wanted him to know that we're not all the same. That would send a much better positive message to change that person's opinion than being a cunt. And vice versa. Vice versa as well. Like, attacking people who you disagree with does not win you their favor. It only makes them dig their heels in and fight for what they think is better and the correct choice, rather than hearing what you have to say.
If you choose to only respect women that you are attracted to or women that you find hot, you don't respect women. You do not have to attend university or...
Men are going to naturally have a longer period of focus and attention that they're going to be willing to give somebody that's attractive. Doesn't mean that they have to be an asshole to someone that's not attractive by any fucking stretch of the imagination. I just noticed that personally, I have far more patience and compassion dealing with things that, quite frankly, are somebody that I'm attracted to than someone I'm not.
College in order to be successful. Yes, you will learn a lot and gain knowledge, but that...
University and college is definitely not the key to success. You are on the internet right now if you're watching this, and that means you have access to all the knowledge in the world. You just need to learn how to verify your sources so you aren't listening to Anthony Fauci and you're not listening to crazy fucking ridiculous ass conspiracy theories and being like, yo, that's the truth. You can hear a conspiracy theory and go, hey, that's compelling. I wonder what about this, and dig into it and really get down to some shit and figure stuff out. It's all up to how you divest your energy into the thing.
That is not the only way to be successful. I feel like the world actually needs females in high positions of power in politics.
We need a female prime minister. So this person must be Canadian because they don't have much of an accent. So I'd assume like closer to the American-Canadian border somewhere. Also, does this idiot not know about Germany? There's a female prime minister. We could also look at give her some bad examples. But you know what? We're not going to go down this path. There are plenty of bad examples of women who are leaders as well. There's just not as many because it's less often that you have a woman that's a leader. So the fact is that people who make this argument are looking for like the unicorn cure-all miracle cure for the problem, and it does not exist.
Canada has only had one female prime minister. One.
That's better than none. That'd be like America sitting here and going, we've never had a we've only had one black president. No, we've had a black president. It was 2 presidents ago, but we've had one, and we had one 2 times. He was a 2-time president. Now, I mean, like, fucking, will you take a win where you have it, or does it have to be a loss for you to be mad about? Man.
That is whack. This should have happened years ago, but we need to normalize going to therapy. It's not weird to...
Therapy should be more normalized. It's far more normal now. Like, I have issues with going to therapy, and it's more because of, like, I was raised in a period where it was, you know, seeing as you're going to a whack, right? You're doing something, going to someone who's kind of crazy, talking about shit that doesn't matter, and it's all in your head. It's fake. Like, but everything in your head creates your reality as well. That's the problem.
To go to therapy, it is completely normal. And can we speak up?
We need people to be more knowledgeable about therapy and how it works and how to administer it to people as well. Because that's a two-way street where there's a problem on both ends, where we've demonized going to therapy for so long, and therapists really just typically, in my experience, not good at it.
Up about men's mental health, please.
That's a big one because men commit suicide far more often than women. Far more. Like, it's not even close. Not even close.
Period products should 1000% be free.
I can understand why she feels like they should be in Canada, which she put up there in the fucking closed captions, but she didn't say it. Fine, in Canada, sure. No. Somebody has to take all the shit that you turn into plastic, be it, you know, oil product, byproducts, or plant byproducts that they get as well now, and make, like, you have to take that. So you need the raw substance, then you need to refine that into other shit, and then you need to take those byproducts that are made off of that, and you need to turn that into plastic. So without shipping any of this around, you're already 3 steps in. Then you need somebody to take cotton, turn that into thread, make that into cloth, and then put that into something that we can put inside of the plastic capsule. So now you're like 7 steps in. And then you've got all the shipping from one location to another, from the cotton in the field to the textile mill, from raw oil to refinery to refining byproduct. Like, you've got all these things that are moving around and shipping from A to B, from B to C, C to D, all the way up to fucking I, which is you buying it in the store somewhere. And all of these people need to make money to pay their bills, to eat food, to have electricity, to have heat in the winter and cool in the summer, so they aren't dying of heat stroke and heat exposure or freezing to death, which is far more dangerous, to be quite honest with you. It's much more easy to survive in the heat than the cold. So, once again, I understand why you feel that way, because Canada provides so many things. However, there are a fuck ton of people that need paid for this. The only way you get it free is if people in China don't get paid to do anything and they starve to death.
1,000%. You should have to attend a parenting course if you want to have a child.
I think that when you're expecting a child, everybody should take a parenting course. Everybody. Absolutely everybody. And maybe not even just one, but like 3 or 4, because there are multiple different ways to raise your children. None of them are correct, because some children do not respond to some of these methods and will only respond to one of these methods. And it depends on the kid entirely. So you should definitely take parenting.
Child.
Questions I get asked all the time as a trans girl. Well, you're a trans girl who clearly did the work right. Okay, you understood the assignment. There you go. It's kind of a grainy video. Maybe your face has something funky going on, but from here we can't really tell anything. Do you like boys or girls? Well, I bet you anything that this she that used to be a he. Yeah, that's how I meant to say it. The she who used to be a he likes he's. Watch. Oh, both. See, that was second guess. That's my second guess. What do you have down there? This is important. None of your business unless we're about to hook up or you get my OnlyFriends. Okay, look. That's rape. That's rape. That is you doing underhanded, sleazy, sly bullshit to hook up. That's rape. I have to wait till we're about to hook up, but what if things are moving that way? What if I ask you out on a date and then things are moving that way? Like, hey, you're thinking you're going to come over to my place tonight. I'm thinking you're going to come over to my place tonight. And it's not even like, hey, we're about to hook up, but we're about to leave the bar or the club or the restaurant or whatever it is. Whatever it is. Literally. Whatever it is. The hike, whatever. And we've decided, hey, we kind of click. Do I get to know yet what you got down there? Because some people just simply are not interested if they cannot reproduce with their partner. Because the reproduction is part of the attraction. This is a biological call and an evolutionary desire. You're not going to fight it. How many surgeries have you had so far? I mean, like, that's 8 surgeries. Okay, well, that's just like a gee whiz thing. I guarantee you hips, ass maybe, titties for sure, face for sure. You know, there's certain things that just look feminine about you. Stay for part 2. No thanks. I'm already just... Our dog is coming out to us. Fuck me, for real. Your dog doesn't give a fuck. Your dog's going to hump things. It's going to hump, and it's going to lick things. It's going to lick, and it doesn't... None of it matters. None of it matters at all. Female dogs hump other dogs because it's dominance. Male dogs hump other dogs because it's dominance. Your dog tries to hump your leg to show you that they are dominant over you, that they do not see you as the alpha. That's why they hump your leg, to make you not the alpha. That's why your dog tries to crawl on top of you, is to show you that you are not the alpha. Congratulations on Dog Behavior 101. She pushed that dog. I'm gonna prove it. Look at her. Come over here. Come over here. Look, the dog's looking at them. You could let go now, right? Right away. The dog's already looking at the paper. Nose down, like, ah, what's that? Checking it out. You could stop and just let the dog do its thing. Oh, look, it's the one in the middle. That's when you stop touching me. I'm going to stop moving now. Okay, look, I'm a they, them. I'm a special boy. He can't read. What a piece of shit. What a sexist, hateful, spiteful piece of shit. You can't be straight, motherfucker. What an evil person. What an evil person. Literally just like, fuck you. Fuck you. That's bullshit. I would have said that for whatever the fuck you wrote that down on that paper, but you did it for the straight one because it's the one that people aren't going to attack you over except for other straight people, and you can target them as being homophobic or transphobic or xenophobic or phobic because you're just going to make shit up now. It's stupid as hell. Do not get a girl pregnant like your brothers. I mean, me and my older brother watched my older brother do that shit, and now I'm making videos for my niece, and neither of us got babies.
Do not sell marijuana to my husband.
Okay.
That's actually funny. So then as a trans man, like, okay, I guess I won't make babies. Like, that's funny. Because, I mean, if you're a trans man, right, so you're a girl who became a man, but did you go through the whole thing? Do you not have ovaries anymore? Because if you still got ovaries, you can make babies. But if you're a trans man, and a trans man means that you're a man who became a woman, or you're a man who identifies as a woman, see, this is why you can't win. This is why you can't win. Because they use the terms interchangeably, and now we're stuck in a loop. We're stuck in a loop. We're stuck in a loop. Ah, gee, Rick. Fuck. Well, I'm happy that that's the end. That's the end of the reactions, and that's over with. Holy shit. Holy shit. The world's a crazy place. Once again, I'm going to make sure that down below we have links. You might like some of my niece's stuff, who came up with this video of things for me to react to, as well as, thinking that I should do such terrible shit myself. That being said, the links will be down below if you want to hang out, come chat, whatever it is, for all the streaming services, Twitch, YouTube, etc., because I will stream live on a different channel than this one. Check it out. Peace.